And welcome back, folks. My name is Coleman Stennett.
And I'm Derek Collins.
And welcome to another night of Fayetteville Volleyball. And we apologize for the late start. Just some technical issues.
Yeah.
But, folks, we're going to get right into these starting lineups and the flying of our nation's colors. And we'll be with you in a minute.
Volley Dogs! At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you stand, if possible. Direct your attention to the east end of the arena where our nation's flags fly high for the singing of our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's introduce your starting lineups. Introducing first for Springdale, number 23, Nevaeh Griffin. Number 17, Hannah Ogle. Number 15, Taina Miller. Number 8, Maddie Downing. Number 24, Amaya Johnson. And number 3, Katie Flores. And into libero, number 34, Kyra Calico. Springdale is coached by Megan Thompson, assistant coach Kylie Ballard. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get on your feet and make some noise for the Fayetteville Volley Dogs! Number 10, Lainey Daniels. Number 4, Ariana Walter. Number 19, Kennedy Phelan. Number 8, Rosanna Hicks. Number 3, Madison J. Number 20, Ashley Ruff. And the libero, number 7, Grayson Spritzer. Assistant coaches, Sarah Kincaid, Amanda Williford, Keely Louise, and Whitney Briner. And the head coach of your Fayetteville Volley Dogs, Jessica Phelan.
And we are back, folks. Once again, my name is Coleman Stennett.
And I'm Derek Collins.
And we are ready for some Fayetteville volleyball. And once again, as we were saying before, the athleticism doesn't really compare between these two teams, right, Derek?
Yes.
And obviously, Springdale's record compared to Fayetteville's record is, you can,
It's a big difference.
yeah, you can kind of see who has the favor. Plus, Fayetteville is at home, so I feel like Fayetteville has a very, very good shot to win this. And as we get out of this huddle, folks, I don't know quite yet who will begin our serving. But Derek, let's talk about the seniority from these two teams. We got a lot of sophomores coming from Springdale compared to Fayetteville with 6 seniors and a lot of juniors. So how do you think that really compares between these two teams?
Well, since Springdale has a lot more sophomores, it's going to be a lot of more younger girls, a lot of more energy probably coming from them, but also a lot of more room to grow. While on the Fayetteville team, it's a lot of seniors playing right now. Probably they've been playing together for years, so a lot of good chemistry is probably going to come from them, and also they have more experience, so it's going to be a good matchup today.
Absolutely. And folks, as the student section starts to roll in, we will get started here, and I believe the Bulldogs will start off with the opening tip with Laney Daniels at our starting setter. And you know, we've seen a lot from her this season, right, Derek?
Yeah.
And a very versatile player.
Great player.
Already a little bit of miscommunication from Springdale. A nice kill coming from Kennedy Phelan. That will be a Fayetteville point, and Laney Daniels will be, again, our server. Now, Derek, how do you think this is going to go in, in Fayetteville's favor?
Well, by what I've seen so far, a little bit of miscommunication from Springdale and a lot of confidence from Fayetteville right now, so I feel like that'll give them a little boost to get some motivation to win this game.
Absolutely. Springdale hits it a little high, and that will be out of bounds, and a Fayetteville point as they extend their lead 3-0. And, excuse me, Laney Daniels will be again our setter. And then nice call out by the Springdale back row, and it's going to be a Springdale point. So you can tell this Springdale team starting to get hyped up after this first point. Very nice save from Rosanna Hicks. As a little bit of a miss hit there, Springdale will hit it out of bounds. And it's going to be another Fayetteville point. And it's going to be Madison James coming in for starting middleman, Ariana Walters. Grayson Spresser is going to be our setter. And rejected by Madison James at the net. A very nice rejection and block from Madison James as Kennedy Phelan backs her up a little bit there.
Absolutely.
As Coach Phelan gives some words of encouragement to Spresser and Daniels in the backcourt. It's going to be an ace for Fayetteville. Only the first ace we've seen so far. I believe there was a lot in their last home game.
Yeah.
Very nice recovery from Fayetteville. And a nice rejection at the net by Springdale. And another miscommunication coming from the back row from Springdale as, Fayetteville's extending their lead by 6 now. Very large margin for a volleyball game.
Yeah.
Very nice set over to Fayetteville. And again, a little too early on the jump from Springdale as Rosanna Higgs just barely tips it over. And Springdale will call a timeout as Fayetteville extends the lead to 7 now. And Derek, so far we've seen not too much from the Springdale team and a lot of fire coming out from this Fayetteville team. So how do you think that Springdale's going to have to adjust in order to compete with this Fayetteville team?
Well, first of all, there's about 2 players that are really short. So I think from this timeout, I think probably Springdale should Get a little bit more of the taller players in there. I've seen a little bit of taller players on the bench, so if they can get them in, it'll probably help them a little bit.
Absolutely. And then how do you think that Fayetteville's athleticism is really helping them right now? How do you think that's going to really help them in the long run against this Springdale team?
Well, since they're a little bit more athletic, I think, in my opinion, probably their stamina is probably going to be longer, like much better than Springdale. So I feel like Fayetteville's going to come out pretty confident from this timeout and trying to win this set.
Absolutely. And it's going to be Grayson Spresser to start us out of the break. A little bit of a pop up there from Springdale. A nice tip over, but a good recovery from Fayetteville. Springdale has to set it over again. Some nice back coverage from Springdale. And an amazing kill as Rosanna Hicks whips it across the court. Wow. And a very nice assist coming from the freshman Kennedy Phelan. Some very phenomenal plays coming from this Fayetteville team very early on.
Absolutely.
And again, a little bit of a miscommunication coming from the Fayetteville side, as it looks like Rosanna Hicks jammed her finger, but a little bit there. Going for that tip, but just seems to shake it off a little bit. Madison James rips it across the court, but a very nice dig from Springdale. And Rosanna Hicks sending a bullet into the floor. Oh my goodness. A very, very nice spike coming from Rosanna Hicks.
Beautiful spike.
And Perry Flanagan is going to come in for the freshman Ashley Ruff. I believe it's going to be Phelan starting to, excuse me, who's going to serve. And that's going to be an ace from Fayetteville again, their second ace of this set, and very early on, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. I'm loving the positioning of the Volley Dogs. Like, there's no open court, so it'll be very hard for Springdale to score on them.
And a nice tip over from, I believe, Perry Flanagan. And it's going to be another Fayetteville point as they extend their lead by 10. And Phelan's going to be our setter again. And another ace coming from Fayetteville. That is their second in a row.
Wow.
And a lot of miscommunication coming from the Springdale team early on, don't you think, Derek?
Yeah. I would agree with you on that.
As Phelan hits it into the net, hitting it a little low there. And it's going to be a Springdale point. This is number 34, Kyra Kaliko. Excuse me, yeah, Kyra Kaliko takes it back to serve. Rosanna Hicks with a nice.
Oh, that was nice.
Very nice tip. Very, very good placement from the ball. And Zadie Thompson will come in for Hicks, and Daniels will go out again as Watley comes in. Watley pounding it into the floor on this Springdale team, extending their lead by 12 now, 15-3, and a very nice showing from this Volley Dogs team very early on.
Yeah.
Now, Derek, what do you think gave Fayetteville the confidence to come into this game versus Springdale and annihilate the competition right now?
Well, I'm sure Fayetteville has done their research, probably have seen Springdale's record. Unfortunately, they are, what? What did he say? Oh yeah, what are they, Coleman? What's the record, Springdale?
they're 6 and 16.
Oh yeah, 6 and 16. So sure, Fayetteville saw that, had a feeling that they could win this game, come out with all the energy that they can, and that has resulted in them scoring 15 points.
Absolutely. As we come back in from the break, it's going to be Sadie Thompson to be our setter. And Wally hit a little below there. Looks like she jumped a little too early for that jump and came down early and hit it into the net. A little bit of a higher hit. Springdale's going to gain their 4th point of the match. It's going to be Maddie Downing to serve. I believe this is the first we've seen of her in this match. And a nice assist coming from Phelan as Amelia Watley pounds it in to the Springdale defenders, extending Fayetteville's lead by 12 now.
Number 23.
And Waitsman's going to come in for James. And Walters comes in for Spresser. Waitsman's will take it, or excuse me, will be our setter. And it looks like a little bit of a lucky bounce there for Springdale as Ariana Walters hits it out of bounds. Also very good coverage coming from this Fayetteville team, knowing where to be at the right time. Flanagan again coming out with some very powerful hits early on.
A little bit of a miss hit by number 19 resulted. Ooh, and Ariana Walters headbutting into Perry Flanagan.
Looks like a little bit of slower to get up out of that.
Yeah.
Out of that transition. Some very nice transition from Fayetteville. And Amelia Watley swings it across the court. And I believe number 23, Nevia Griffin, will tip it out of bounds. Or excuse me, number 24, Amaya Johnson. And Ruffle is going to be our setter for this rally. And doesn't look like she knew what she wanted to do with that. And it's going to be a Fayetteville point going into the net, not knowing what she really wanted to do with that. It seems like she wanted to tip, but didn't really time it correctly.
Yeah, one thing about volleyball, you have to be very decisive or else.
Absolutely. And Amelia Watley is stuffed at the net by number 23, Griffin. And we don't see much of her getting blocked at the net or even tipped.
No.
So and rejected at the net by Ariana Walters and Kennedy Phelan. Ariana Walters will hit a little bit high there out of bounds. And again, Amelia Watley's just got stuffed at the net.
Ooh. Good block from Springdale.
Absolutely. And although it'll be Fayetteville's point, and it's going to be, I believe it's going to be a tip out off of, Springdale. Very nice dig by Ashley Roth. Some nice coverage coming from Fayetteville. And again, Springdale just pounding Fayetteville with the stuffs in these last couple rallies. And middle will, way high over. It's going to be out of bounds and another Fayetteville point. And as Fayetteville extends their lead 21-7. Nice changeover from Springdale, as I believe it was number 15, Tiana Miller, finds the right place to put it.
Little burst of energy comes from the Springdale team.
And Maddie Chong-gum will take it back to serve. And Amelia Watley absolutely,
oh my,
just about took some heads off with that one if it wasn't blocked. Oh my goodness.
That was crazy.
Check in number 3, Madison James. Back to serve number 7, Grayson Spresser.
Our libero, Grayson Spresser, will take it back to serve. Some nice placement from Springdale. As Springdale hits it a little low directly into the net, and that's going to be a Fayetteville point. Only 2 points away from winning this set. I believe that was Breathitt with the nice spike hitting. Placement was just amazing.
Absolutely.
Making the Springdale defenders really jump for it, and it tips out of bounds. And it will be a set point for Fayetteville. And it looks like it will tip Spresser's fingers just barely, and it's going to be a Springdale point, excuse me.
Now serving for Springdale, number 17, Hannah Ogle.
It looks like it just barely hit the line.
Oh, that was really close.
Yeah. It's going to be a Springdale point then, although. Some nice sets coming from Phelan. Nice save from Ashley Ruff. And it looks like Ruff just could barely not save it. And it's going to be a Springdale point as it touches on Fayetteville's side. And number 17, Hannah Ogle, will take it back to serve for Springdale. And Breathitt will end the match there. Fayetteville winning 25-11. A very nice set coming from this Fayetteville team. And folks, we'll be back with you in a minute as we switch sides.
Is your son or daughter learning how to drive? If so, then you know the feeling. Your new driver is out there on roads that are new to them, and the only thing more frightening than that is to think that they might also be on their cell phone. Parents, it's absolutely critical for the safety of our kids and for the public that we eliminate distracted driving. You can do that by enforcing and building good habits now, and by following the law that prohibits the use of cell phones by drivers 18 years or younger. If we all work together in that respect, maybe we'll feel a little bit better the next time we hand our kids the keys.
Ozarks Go from Ozarks Electric Cooperative is leading the fiber revolution, connecting the divide with high-speed broadband access to close that gap. From cloud to cloud, post to post. From downtown to way out of town, to connect our customers to a world of blazing speed and access to absolutely everywhere. It's our customers connected and energized with Ozarks Go.
Real estate is like football. You want a winning team that knows how to run offense and defense, knows the plays, the competition, how to score, and isn't afraid to get a little dirty. The McNaughton team knows 2 important things. 1, how to help you buy, sell, invest in, and manage real estate. And 2, how to cheer on the home team with an awesome tailgate event. For all your real estate needs, visit us at allnwahomes.com. McNaughton, your neighborhood community realtors.
What's up, Northwest Arkansas? This is Christian with JJ's Grill, asking if you like great food, live music, and having a good time. We have daily specials, Northwest Arkansas's best buffalo wings, free live music, and don't forget, kids eat free every day of the week. Our kitchen is open till midnight, so grab your friends and family, do your mouth a favor, and stop by any of our locations. Football season is here. That means it's flip for your burger time at JJ's Grill. Feeling lucky? Come in during any NFL game, and we'll flip a coin to see if your burger is free or not. We'll see you soon at JJ's Grill.
So I believe 11, and a very nice showing coming out, very strong for this Fayetteville team, and we haven't seen too much from this Springdale team so far. So Derek, what do you think that Springdale's going to have to improve on to really start keeping up with this Fayetteville team?
Well, first of all, they're probably going to have to improve on their coverage of the court. A lot of aces scored just in the first set, so I feel like if they can improve on that, that'll help them. And also, probably just their attitude. I feel like the confidence gone a little bit down, but if they can get that back up, keep their heads up, they have a chance of at least trying to win this set.
Absolutely.
Everybody clap your hands.
So I believe Springdale will start us off with the serve.
Check it out, y'all. How low can you go?
And Derek, what do you think that Fayetteville's going to have to keep up in order to really come out with some fire in this set?
Well, in the first set, a lot of good plays coming from them, a lot of good communication as well. So if they could keep that up, as long as that'll probably help them win this set too.
Absolutely. Starting off Springdale directly into the net, and it's going to be a Fayetteville point. And Grayson Spencer will be our server for this rally. We've also seen a lot from her this year, some very good improvement compared to last year, and a lot of positive improvements.
Good player right there.
And Fayetteville not really covering on the backside as Springdale gains their first point. And
Check it in for 22, Radio 4, back to serve. Number 1, Maddie Chong Gum.
Gum will be serving for this rally. Very well placed serve. Rosanna Hicks rips it across the court. And it looks like a little bit of confusion coming from the front side of Springdale. Not really knowing where to spot that ball, but
She could have easily just hit that back in, but
yeah. But Phelan will be our setter for this rally. And Fayetteville with the rejection. Madison James and Rosanna Hicks really hopping on that block. And here's Rosanna Hicks rejected at the net, and we've not seen a lot from her, seen a lot of her getting blocked this year. So that's a real shocker for this Fayetteville team.
Serving number 17, Hannah Ogle.
that's one strength of Springdale, that blocking. Very
Absolutely.
good.
And Flanagan's going to set it over. And rejected at the net by Perry Flanagan and Madison James. And Perry Flanagan, her arm is like a cannon. Oh my goodness. Perry Flanagan ripping it across the court. Taking another Fayetteville point, extending their lead by 1. And a very nice showing coming from the Fayetteville middle people. You know, a very good showing. So you can kind of feel their sense of confidence right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Although you got some, I believe it's going to be a net fault coming from Springdale, so it's going to be a Fayetteville point, extending their lead by 2. And we saw a lot of that last game, didn't we, Derek?
Yeah.
Against, I believe, Van Buren.
Yep.
It's going to be tipped out of bounds by Kennedy Phelan. A Springdale point will go their way, and I believe it's going to be Calico to serve.
Sorry, number 34, that's Drake Coatney.
And Huntley pounding it into the floor there, really showing these Springdale players kind of what goes on around here in this Fayetteville gym. And Waitsman's going to come in for James. You know, Derek, we haven't seen as much of her as you know other people would this year, but some very strong showings for her in her serving this year.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
A nice read coming from Fayetteville as they let it go out, and it's going to be a Fayetteville point, extending their lead by 3. As Springdale just hits it a little high out of bounds. Some very nice placement on the serve from Waitsman. And tipped at the net by Walters and Flanagan. And Waitsman hitting it a little awkwardly there. It's going to go out of bounds behind her head. And that's going to be a Springdale point. Excuse us. But Derek, what do you think that Springdale's going to, you know, they're starting to, I feel like they're starting to get back into this game already, you know, coming off of a bad, you know, set. What do you think that their coach kind of told them in order to give them the confidence to hang with these Fayetteville girls?
Yeah, I think that their coach probably just told them it's pretty early in the game, you know. It's only the second set, and it's a new set, so they have a chance of winning and tying with Fayetteville.
Absolutely. As we see a volley dog point. It's going to be Ruff being our setter for this rally. And I believe it's going to go outside the stick as Fayetteville will get another point, doubling Springdale's points, 8-4. And you know, Derek, we just haven't seen that kind of that back row talk as we've seen from Fayetteville and Springdale, and I feel like that's a huge factor in this game, don't you think?
Yeah.
That's going to be Springdale's point as it's stuffed at the net, but drops just below Phelan and Walters as they come down on it.
Serving number 24, Amaya Johnson.
Johnson will be our setter for this rally. A tip over and a little bit of miscommunication coming from Springdale. A very nice placement, from Mariana Walters as Daniels comes in for Wally and Hicks comes in for Thompson. Daniels will be our setter as Springdale gains another point as Daniels hits it. As Daniels hits it just out of bounds. And Flores will be our setter as he goes directly into the net, and that's going to be a Fayetteville point, extending the lead by 4. And here immediately James comes back in.
Number 3, Madison James. Back to serve, number 7.
And Spencer is going to be our setter for this rally. And a lot of miscommunication coming from this Springdale team right now, as you can see the, from where we're sitting, front left and back left, not really calling it out, so a little bit of a miscommunication coming from them. And a tip coming from Rosanna Hicks and Madison James, but Ruff kind of diving for the ball, lets it go out of bounds.
Number 42, Rachel Moore, serving number 1, Maddie Gum.
And Gum will take it back to serve. As Hicks, oh my goodness. Absolutely pounding it into the floor like a hammer on a nail. A very, very powerful spike coming from Rosanna Hicks.
Perfect placements. Great
Absolutely. Some nice coverage coming from this Fayetteville team. It will land. A very lucky bounce coming from Grayson Spresser as it just barely lands in front of a Springdale defender. And it's going to be Phelan taking it back to be our setter. And another little bit of an awkward hit coming from Springdale as it goes out of bounds. And that's going to be a Fayetteville point, doubling Springdale's points by 7. As Springdale calls the timeout. And now, Derek, what do you think that Springdale has done in order to score more in this set compared to last set?
Yeah, I've noticed that Springdale has been focusing a lot more on their on their front row, which has resulted in a lot of points, like a lot of spikes on that Springdale has done. So that's also good, and also I feel like their players have gotten a little bit smarter. It's not just girls hitting gate whenever, wherever. So
absolutely. And what do you think that this Coach Phelan is telling her girls right now as they get ready to come back into the set?
Probably just to keep up the good work and not get too cocky, because I feel like that happened in the last game. Got a little bit too cocky, a little bit too comfortable, and resulted in a really close game. So
absolutely, Derek. It's going to be Phelan to start us off coming out of this break. As Fayetteville gains a point, as it will leave a little bit of a miscommunication in the backfield, the backcourt coming from Springdale. Phelan's going to be our setter for this rally. Very well placed serve, hitting it just in the middle of the Springdale defender as it drops down right in front of her.
perfect placement right there.
Absolutely. And it's going to be another Fayetteville point, as Phelan will set it across. And a nice tip and some nice coverage, but that's going to be 4 hits coming from, or excuse me, that's going to be 3 hits coming from Fayetteville, so it's going to be a Springdale point. And Springdale's going to set it over. Plenty coming up with a nice tip, but some nice back coverage coming from Springdale. Looks like a little bit of a net ball there, but apparently officials did not see it as Rosanna Hicks tips it over. And it's going to be a Fayetteville point, extending their lead 17-8. Daniel's going to come in for Wally and Thompson in for Hicks. And Fayetteville right now focusing a lot on the front people, you know. Just trying to get that powerful aspect into Springdale's minds. And it's going to be tipped at the net by I believe James. And it's going to be a Springdale point as it goes just barely out of bounds.
Serving number 34, Bethlehem Coker.
Flanagan hits, barely tips the net. And the Springdale team, I believe number 24, Johnson, will hit it into the net. A little bit of a late jump there. And Whitney Waitsman will be our setter for this rally. Very nice straight coming from this Springdale back row as they let it go out of bounds to be a Springdale point. And we haven't seen as many aces. Just came to thought. We haven't seen as many aces as we did in the last set. I believe
Yeah.
4 came in last set. And
None this game.
Yeah, don't
None
believe
this set.
I believe that's correct. And tip over, but some nice coverage coming from Springdale.
Wow.
And again, some very nice placement coming from Watley and James. Just placing it barely onto the defender's hands to make it go out of bounds.
Yeah, great example of just the great teamwork that Fayetteville has going on.
Absolutely. And the freshman Ruff will be our setter. And it looks like Walters will hit it just barely over, but Watley is rejected at the net again. Again, we do not see a lot of that coming from Watley. We normally see her having some very good placement, but Springdale just seems to know where to find her, don't you think?
Yeah.
So that's going to be Springdale point. A very nice set. Ooh. As Thompson has to hit it over. And a nice tip coming from Walters and Phelan. Here comes Watley. Oh my goodness. I'm surprised she didn't hit the air out of that ball. Oh my goodness. And Watley absolutely pounding the ball into the Springdale defenders.
Yeah.
And Daniels will be our setter for this rally. And we've seen a lot from these seniors this game. I mean, we've seen some very positive things coming from them, whether that be blocks, spikes, or just some really good defense. And Rosanna Hicks can't really do anything about that one, just barely going out of bounds. So she kind of what she had to do. She tried to hit it over, but couldn't really get it to go.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. What happened? Like,
wow. Another
the Fayetteville big men are just
crazy.
like they're feeling themselves tonight. This is insane.
These sets that the Volley Dogs are just setting up for each other is just perfect.
Phelan and Ruff and Daniels are really setting these girls up well. Some very nice communication coming from this Fayetteville team as Phelan will put a very well-placed set over the net. Just barely throwing out the Springdale defenders, and that will be a Fayetteville point. Just 3 points away from winning this match, this set. As Spresser hits it directly into the net. And we don't see a lot of that from this Fayetteville team, Some very solid servers on this team, actually.
Yeah.
Rachel Moore. Back to serve, number 1, Maddie John Dunn.
Nice save coming from Phelan. And a tip coming from Rosanna Hicks and I believe Madison James, but the backside is not really there to cover. Not a very good transitional side coming from Fayetteville. Very nice serve coming from Springdale. Oh my gosh.
Wow, that was a good recovery.
Daniels has to launch one across the court. And Rosanna Hicks pounding it into the Springdale team. But it will be saved. And number 9 coming out of the blue, Emerson Pummel. Wow, I don't think we've seen a whole lot of her this season, but obviously there's a reason she belongs on this court,
Exactly.
Some bad communication coming from this Fayetteville team, from the Springdale team, and that's going to be a Fayetteville point as it goes out of bounds. Phelan will be our setter for this rally. Some nice coverage coming from the Fayetteville. Rosanna Hicks pounds it over. And that's going to be the set, folks, as the Volley Dogs take it 25-14. And as we said, switch sides, folks. Again, we'll see you in a minute.
Tank go, the whip, the day go, this ain't that same old Saint. We done switched it up like a plain clothes. 5 old, 12, same code.
Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise, playing in the street, gonna be a big man someday. You got mud on your face, you big disgrace, kicking your can all over the place, singing, we will rock you.
Volley Dogs winning that last set. I believe 25-14 was the final score.
So
And a very, very solid showing coming from this Fayetteville team, coming in already taking the first 2 sets, just having to win this 3rd set. And it's not even 7:30.
I do have to say, give props to Springdale for keeping their heads up and not giving up. So proud of Springdale for that.
Absolutely, as we get directly into this volleyball match. Ariana Walters and Rosanna Hicks reject Springdale at the net twice. Oh my goodness. No, but not that time. Springdale gets the tip over. It's a very nice coverage coming from Springdale, as it goes way over their heads. And that's going to be a Fayetteville point, taking the first point of the set, 1-0. It's going to be Daniels to be our setter. And obviously causing some confusion there too. Fayetteville players, Ref and Walters, collide into each other. And a nice tip coming from Rosanna Hicks. And a powerful spike coming from Hicks again. Some nice coverage coming from this, Springdale team.
Oh.
And a nice rejection coming from Phelan. Nice, really nice slides coming from Springdale.
Yeah, nice digs too.
Nice rejection by Hicks, and Walters at the net. And it's going to be rough trying to save it, but it's going to be a kill from Springdale as they gain their first point of the set, tying it up 1-1.
Checking in, number 23, Shaleigh Griffin. Back to serve, number 1, Maddie Chong Gum.
It's going to be Gum to be our setter for this rally. Some nice back coverage coming from Springdale. And that'll be tipped at the net, although it will go into Fayetteville's side and be a Springdale point.
Just the first lead come from Springdale this whole game?
I believe so.
Wow.
And Phelan seems to be fighting for it at the net.
Oh my gosh!
I think we need a radar gun. Oh my gosh, Rosanna Hicks pounding it.
Good save from Springdale.
Oh,
They
yeah.
actually kept it in and got the point.
Like, her arms are going to be sore from
Oh,
saving
yeah,
that.
for
Oh my
sure.
gosh. Springdale, although extending the lead by 2 now, 3-1. And Walters has to hit it over off the nice set from Phelan. And that's going to be out as Springdale point. We haven't seen this kind of fire from coming from Springdale.
Yeah.
Already up by 3. And so far, this match seems like it's going in Springdale's way. A nice tip coming from Rosanna Hicks. And that's going to be a Fayetteville point. It looks like a foot fault, stepping a little bit too far under the net. Although a very good start coming from Springdale. Spresser will be our setter for this rally. Rosanna Hicks is rejected at the net. A nice tip over.
Oh.
I don't think we've seen this kind of fire coming
No.
from Springdale, have we?
Comeback season question mark?
Back serving, number 17, Hannah Ogle.
Ogles will be our setter for this rally. But Derek, we haven't seen this kind of fire come from Springdale so far. I guess either Fayetteville's getting a little too comfortable or Springdale just turned it on a little too late.
Yeah. Like I said, that happened to Fayetteville in the last game. They got a little bit too comfortable, so
Absolutely.
hopefully this doesn't happen this game.
Although right there the set goes out of bounds and it's going to be a Fayetteville point. Phelan's going to be our setter. And a little bit short of there. Of that swing over. It's going to go into the net and be a Fayetteville point. Springdale kind of looks like they're like a completely different team now.
Tied.
Springdale kind of goes racing for that ball. Excuse me. But it's going to hit the floor and be a Fayetteville point. And again, Phelan will start us off. Very powerful spike coming from Springdale. And a nice dig coming from Springdale again. Some nice back coverage. And it's going to be a Springdale point.
Good placement from Springdale.
Absolutely, just placing it barely on the inside of the line, as I believe it was Spresser and Daniels just barely miss it. And I believe it's going to be Calico taking it back to serve. nice blocks coming from Fayetteville early on. Some nice back coverage. And Flanagan pounding it into the Springdale defenders as they tip it, and that's going to be a Fayetteville volley dog point, tying it up now 6-6.
Back to serve, number 5, Sadie Thompson.
And Thompson, a very phenomenal setter. With some rejections coming out the net for Fayetteville. With Phelan with the nice back coverage. Some nice communication coming between Phelan and Thompson as they let it go out of bounds. But also, in the last rally, we've seen some pretty good slides and transitions coming from Springdale, so.
Yeah.
And the tip over, and that's going to be a double hit coming from James. Not really knowing what to do there. Couldn't really get out of the way in time.
Yep.
Checking in, number 22, Rachel Moore. And number 8, Maddie Downing in the serve.
It's going to be Maddie Downing to serve. I believe this is her second time serving in this game. And that's going to go out. And it's going to be a Fayetteville point, extending their lead by 1 as Waitsman comes in for James.
On the front line, number 4, Mariana Walter. Serving, number 23, Whitney Wakeman.
As Springdale gets ready to play on the defensive side for against this Fayetteville team. Really nice spike coming from the Springdale team, but is tipped over out of bounds by Fayetteville. And that's going to be another Springdale point. Kind of playing point for point right now, you know. And it doesn't seem like Springdale's stepping off their brakes anytime soon. Just turned on the jets a little too late.
Correction, 24, Maya Johnson.
Flanagan hits it a little awkwardly over. Really nice save by Rosanna Hicks. And that's going to be another Springdale point. You know, we didn't see the Springdale team in the first 2 sets. As they take the lead by 1. Ariana Walters hitting it just over a defender's head. And that's going to be a Fayetteville point, tying it up 9-9, excuse me. And the ref's going to take it back to serve. And Derek, these 2 freshmen we've seen all year, very phenomenal pair of freshmen.
Absolutely.
And Phelan meets number 17 overlapping net, but it's going to be a Springdale point as Wale cannot see where to hit it. A little bit awkwardly there as Fayetteville calls their first time out of the match, I believe. And Derek, what do you think happened to this Springdale team coming into this set? Because we just definitely did not see this Springdale team in the first 2 sets.
Yeah, I think Springdale probably just has that drive to win, you know, going through them. And they probably believe in themselves, which is a very key factor in winning games. So I feel like this lead is probably going to boost their confidence even more and possibly help them win this set.
Absolutely. Hey, Derek, what do you think what do you think happened to this Fayetteville team? You know, obviously they're playing a lot more passive and a lot more excuse me folks, they're playing a lot more less confidently, if you will, than they were in the first set. Do you think they just kind of got a little too overconfident and let Springdale kind of hang in this?
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
Alrighty.
Unfortunately, I think that's what happened.
And Spresser and Thompson cannot decide who's going to get it, so it's going to be a Springdale point as they take the lead by 2 now. Very nice placement coming from Watley. Oh my gosh.
God.
As Watley, like a hurricane must have gone through her body right then, because that ball went flying into the defender of Springdale, and it's going to go out of bounds and be a volley dog point. There's a nice dig coming from Springdale. And some very nice placement coming from Rosanna Hicks, placing it perfectly in between the defenders to go for them to tip it, I believe. And it's going to go out of bounds and be another volley dot point. And some very nice showings from this Fayetteville team right now. Really stepping it up coming out of the break. Yep. And Ariana Walters gets met at the net against this Springdale team. I believe that was number 15, Tiana Miller. Kind of says to Ariana Walter, you know, meet me at the net, because that, she definitely did. Yep. Nice back coverage coming from Fayetteville. A nice tip. Oh, but it's tipped by Phelan backwards.
Good recovery.
And Ariana Walters delivers the favor, but a very nice recovery coming from Springdale. Gosh, Rosanna Hicks absolutely pounding it into these defenders.
Oh my God.
Like, these girls' arms are going to be so red when they go to school tomorrow. And a very long rally coming from Fayetteville and Springdale. But it's going to go out. And that's going to be a Springdale point.
Wow.
I believe the Fayetteville players are not very happy with that call. It's kind of like Springdale tipped it out of bounds, but... And then an awkward bounce coming from Ruff as Springdale takes the lead by 3 now. And Fayetteville's going to call their second time out of the match. Springdale really turning on the heater right now.
Oh.
And Derek, we've seen Rosanna Hicks and Ariana Walters and Amelia Watley get, you know, hit after hit after hit. And these Springdale girls are taking that in.
Yeah.
So what do you think is like the motivation for these Springdale girls right now?
Probably just looking at the scoreboard, they're in the lead, so that's probably giving them that boost of confidence. I mean, this is the first time they've really been in a big lead like this, so I feel like that's really helping their mentality of just that hunger for winning the game.
Absolutely.
Or at least the set.
And now, Derek, what do you think that Coach Phelan is telling her girls right now?
Probably. I mean, I feel like she's telling them just work on your decision-making skills. I feel like a lot of these girls have just been hitting it whenever they can, not really thinking about maybe they could have set up another play or like just let it go out.
Absolutely. As we always see, and here comes this fire coming from this Fayetteville team, getting the first point coming out of the break. Off of a high serve from Springdale. And cutting their lead down to 2 now. And it's going to be a Springdale point. I don't know what happened to the Springdale team, but obviously something in between the second and third set really helped them. I'm just going to say that.
It's almost as if like in Space Jam when the bench drank that secret stuffed water bottle and boom, it just became a whole new team.
But Springdale's going to extend their lead by 4 now. And that's going to be the 5th point in a row coming from Springdale. 17-12, and that's going to be an ace coming from Springdale. I believe their first of the match. And right now, a very good showing coming from Springdale. Sonic pounding it again.
Oh,
And rejected at the net is Hicks, getting met by, excuse me, I believe Miller and Griffin. You know, we didn't see these two very much in the first set, but obviously they think they belong on the court. As there's going to be, I believe, a foot fault coming from Springdale, and that's going to be a Fayetteville point, getting only one more point, and they're going to need a lot more to catch up to the Springdale team. You know, this is the largest lead we've seen Springdale have this game, and it's not looking too good for Fayetteville right now. And Phelan hits it into the net. That's going to be a point for Fayetteville. As I believe it's going to be Calico again to serve. And Rosanna Hicks is, I guess, not really feeling it this match. She's just getting eaten up by the Springdale defenders.
But these defenders are like brick walls. Just boom. Just go straight down, back into the Fayetteville side.
Oh. And Perry Flanagan with the amazing spike over. The save by Springdale.
Oh.
And there's a point coming from Fayetteville as their bench gets a little bit more pep in them. As Thompson and I believe Watley come in for Daniels and Hicks. Oh my gosh. Like
brick wall.
Like these girls must be made out of concrete. Nothing is getting past them. Oh my gosh.
Excellent improvement from Springdale.
Absolutely. Like you can hear this through the headset. That's amazing. And Wally gets not rejected, but there's a save from Fayetteville, and it's happening to Flanagan now.
What is going on?
It's happened to Flanagan, Wadley, Walters, and now Hicks. And this is amazing, just watching this Springdale team.
22-14. This is crazy.
That's going to be Fayetteville's first point in a while. Now closing on this Springdale team by 7 now. Springdale's only 3 points away from winning their first set of the match.
Yeah, these Springdale girls, they really do play better under pressure, I feel like.
Oh my gosh. What is happening to Fayetteville right now? They have let up more points in the past 2 minutes than they have the entire match. I do not know what is happening to this Fayetteville team. And that's going to be an amazing spike coming from Walters, ripping it across the court to be a Fayetteville. Excuse me.
Checking in at number 20, Ashley Ruff.
I don't believe I know whose point that is. I believe it's Fayetteville's, but
I think it was Fayetteville.
Oh, okay, there it is. And a nice save from Ruff. And a nice save coming from Walters as well. And Springdale has got Fayetteville on the ropes right now. And there's a nice rejection coming at the net. And there it is. There's Watley's. I think that's the igniter
Yeah.
in Fayetteville's fire right now. You're only down by 6, but still, Springdale's 1 point away from winning. Excuse me, I jinxed it. Now they're 5 points away from gaining in on Springdale's lead, 18-23 Springdale, and as Springdale calls the timeout. And Derek, what happened to Springdale? They have shown so much resilience coming from the standpoint of how Fayetteville is pounding it into Springdale's arms. And how do you think that why do you think Springdale has reacted so well to Fayetteville?
You know, I think it's just their mentality. I feel like they have a very, a lot of perseverance. So this perseverance probably helping them get that confidence up. You know, I've seen a lot of more communication on the Springdale side as well, so I feel like that's really helping them.
Absolutely. And we've noticed so far that Coach Phelan isn't making as many subs as she normally does.
I feel like this Fayetteville, the girls playing for Fayetteville are perfect right now. I mean, really good chemistry, a lot of good spikers as well as good defense as well. So.
Absolutely, as Fayetteville has a miscommunication on the backside, and that's going to be a Springdale point, and is now set point for Springdale. And a changed Springdale coming into this set as well. Oh, but a miscommunication between number 24 and number 10, as that's going to be a point for Fayetteville. Down by 5 now. It's going to be Daniels to serve, a very intense match as well. Fayetteville just can't get anything to go for him. And that's going to be Fayetteville's point as well. A little bit of a comeback right now.
Okay.
I believe a foot fault coming from Springdale.
Yeah.
And those are the little mistakes you don't want to have, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, they're 1 point away from winning this set, so.
Absolutely. And now Fayetteville has ignited their fire. Now only down by 3 points. Springdale's still in set point. And this is going to be close, folks.
This is a good game. This is a really good game. Or at least set.
Nice back coverage from Ruff. And rejected by Springdale. Ariana Walters at the net. And there's a point coming from Rosanna Hicks. Oh my goodness, what is happening right now? This is such a good set, ladies and gentlemen.
Timeout.
And Springdale's going to call the final timeout of the set, as Coach Phelan has already used her to. And Derek, oh my gosh. Springdale has played outstanding this set. Fayetteville was at 17 when we got back from the last timeout, and now they're down by 2. No. And Fayetteville's gonna have the set coming into this rally. So, how do you think Springdale has to react? Because they seem to lost some confidence in the last 2 minutes.
I think they just need to come out as much energy as they can if they want to win this set. I mean, they can't crack under pressure. That would be the worst case scenario, because Fayetteville is that good of a team to just come back and win this set. So
absolutely. And Springdale comes out a little bit more peppier into the set as they did before. And ladies and gentlemen, this is intense.
Yes. Oh my God.
And Daniels is going to be our setter for this very intense matchup. A very close call. Rupp barely saves it at the floor. That's going to be Fayetteville's point, 23-24 Springdale. Springdale still in set point, but it looks like it's going to be Fayetteville's serve. And not enough back coverage coming from Fayetteville as Springdale takes it. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
A
Wow.
very well played set coming from both teams at their end. And folks, as we switch sides in this very intense matchup, we'll see you in a minute.
Is your son or daughter learning how to drive? If so, then you know the feeling. Your new driver is out there on roads that are new to them, and the only thing more frightening than that is to think that they might also be on their cell phone. Parents, it's absolutely critical for the safety of our kids and for the public that we eliminate distracted driving. You can do that by enforcing and building good habits now and by following the law that prohibits the use of cell phones by drivers 18 years or younger. If we all work together in that respect, maybe we'll feel a little bit better the next time we hand our kids the keys.
Ozarks Go from Ozarks Electric Cooperative is leading the fiber revolution, connecting the divide with high-speed broadband access to close that gap. From cloud to cloud, post to post. From downtown to way out of town. To connect our customers to a world of blazing speed and access to absolutely everywhere. It's our customers connected and energized with Ozarks Go.
Real estate is like football. You want a winning team that knows how to run offense and defense, knows the plays, the competition, how to score, and isn't afraid to get a little dirty. The McNaughton team knows two important things. One, how to help you buy, sell, invest in, and manage real estate. And two, how to cheer on the home team with an awesome tailgate event. For all your real estate needs, visit us at allnwahomes.com. McNaughton, your neighborhood community realtors.
What's up, Northwest Arkansas? This is Christian with JJ's Grill, asking if you like great food, live music, and having a good time. We have daily specials, Northwest Arkansas's best buffalo wings, free live music, and don't forget, kids eat free every day of the week. Our kitchen is open till midnight, so grab your friends and family, do your mouth a favor, and stop by any of our locations. Football season is here. That means it's flip for your burger time at JJ's Grill. Feeling lucky? Come in during any NFL game, and we'll flip a coin to see if your burger is free or not. We'll see you soon at JJ's Grill.
Got the bushes black to match. Riding on a horse, ha, you can whip your Porsche. I've been in the valley, you ain't been up off that porch. Now, can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing.
7 and a very well played match so far by Springdale in that last set. Very powerful on their blocks, and Tom just kind of seemed like a piece of iron. He just kind of like stood there, and you couldn't dent it, you know?
Nope.
You couldn't get him to break. So Springdale coming in with a lot of fire in that last set, and so hopefully Fayetteville has an idea of what they need to do now.
Oh yeah, hopefully.
And Springdale's going to start us off. Number 10, Sydney Burkett will be our setter to start us off out of the break.
Number 10, Sydney Burkett.
And already Springdale coming out with the first point of the set. A little bit of what we saw last set. Rosanna Higgs does not look happy with her teammate right now.
Oh!
I think she was mad.
Yeah, she was mad.
She just pounded that one into the floor like a slingshot and a rock. And I don't think there was much communication coming from this Fayetteville team in that last set as we have seen in sets before this. And some good back coverage coming from Ruff. goodness. As there's going to be a foot fault coming from, or excuse me, a net fault coming from Springdale. And that's going to be Fayetteville. Swanee extending their lead by 1. A very nice play serve. Very nice dig coming from Expressor. I think Rosanna Hicks is angry.
Yeah.
She is taking her aggression out on the ball right now.
At least she's not taking it on her teammates.
Yeah, she's doing the right thing.
Yeah.
She's trying to better herself through the game and not getting mad at her teammates. That's what a good teammate does.
Exactly.
And Springdale, number 24, Johnson hits it into the net. We didn't see that from them that last set. Amazing set from them.
Absolutely.
A little bit high. Look at it. Could have gone out of bounds. And a very nice place tip by Rosanna Hicks, extending their lead by 4 now, 5-1 Fayetteville. And again, I'm going to say the same thing it's the same thing it was with Springdale. This is a different Fayetteville team than last set.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And Rosanna Hicks coming up with, I believe, 4 points.
Wow.
4
out of
of
6
the
points.
Fayetteville 6 points right now.
Crazy.
And a lot of communication coming from this Fayetteville team. Not something we saw a lot of in the last set. And rejected at the net. Madison James and Kennedy Phelan. And Hicks gets rejected at the net as well.
Oh, Springdale.
Yeah, again, I'll say it. They're like a piece of iron.
Yeah.
They are. Oh my goodness. But it will be a Fayetteville point as it goes out of bounds on Springdale. And all of a sudden it got really quiet in the gym. And it's going to be Fayetteville extending their lead by 6 now. And Derek, I'm going to ask you the same thing I asked you last time. Just switch the teams. You know, what do you think got into this Fayetteville team?
I think just that break that they had, they probably gave them a little bit more energy. I'm sure the coaches gave them really good words of encouragement as well. And I feel like these girls have that drive to win. Very good players, all of them very athletic. So they have the potential to win this set.
Absolutely. It's going to be Spresser to start us off out of the break. Springdale comes out with about 5 seconds left. And Derek, Rosanna Hicks, she's played outstanding so far, coming up with about 6 points. And that's going to be an ace for Fayetteville. And I believe that's their 5th of the game.
Pretty sure.
Some very nice serving coming from Fayetteville. Rosanna Hicks having a gun for an arm. Oh my gosh. Absolutely pounding it into the floor.
No smiles from her. She is all serious right now.
Hey, I'll tell you what, when she's serious, she means business. Oh my gosh. Rosanna Hicks is pounding the ball. Oh my gosh. A nice kill coming from Rosanna Hicks. I believe that's her 3rd of the match. And that's going to be a Fayetteville point, extending the lead by 9. I want to know where this Fayetteville team was in the last set. Oh my goodness.
This Fayetteville team really wants revenge.
Yeah, and that's Grayson Spresser hit it directly into the nets, hitting it a little low there. Coach Phelan giving them a little bit of a pep talk for defense. And Gum is going to take it back to serve. A little bit too high as Rosanna Hicks can't get the ball. And she's fairly tall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's not just me. I mean, I guess she jumped a little bit too early
Yeah.
there. Because otherwise,
That would've been
Phelan,
a perfect set.
yeah, Phelan set that. So, and she doesn't miss a lot of that stuff. But here comes Springdale on a little bit of a rally, scoring 3 points in a row. And it's going to be Gum again to serve. And Phelan really talking in that middle. As it tips, then it tips the stick, and that's going to be a a Springdale point. Oh my gosh. Rosanna Higgs is angry right now, and she is taking her full aggression out on the ball. She is not making this easy on the Springdale team. I believe she has 7 of 11 points coming from Fayetteville.
Oh my.
As that spike goes onto the defender's arms and flying out of bounds. And that's going to be a Fayetteville point as I believe I believe it was number 22, Rachel Moore, stepped out of bounds. A nice rejection coming from Breathitt. And a nice talk coming from Daniels. A nice tip coming from Rosada Hicks. Nice dig coming from Grayson Stresser. And that's going to be tipped out of bounds by Springdale, and that's going to be a volley dog point, extending their lead by 8, 13-5, and that's going to be a point for Breathitt, I believe. And we definitely haven't seen a lot of her this year. And making an appearance, I mean, this early in a game is a little surprising because normally they like to use her a little bit later on, you know?
Yeah.
And that's going to be an ace coming from Fayetteville, extending their lead by 9 now. And Fayetteville really coming out with a lot of aggression in this set.
Yeah, they're really trying to show Springdale who's boss.
Absolutely.
Paying off. 14-5, actually 15-5 now. Actually,
I believe that's 14-7.
Yeah, 14-6.
Yeah.
Springdale point, my bad.
I believe that was Kennedy Phelan, hit it directly into the net. So that's going to be a Springdale point. And that's going to be, folks, a Springdale point for now, but they're going to, Coach Phelan has some words for the officials, saying it was off the block, but the officials seem to be disagreeing. Flanagan with a nice tip, but it's met at the net by Moore. And a nice tip coming from Springdale. And Phelan not really knowing where to go with that one. She kind of... Sorry, folks, the Springdale parent section is... just came out tonight, you know? Oh my gosh. Rosanna Hicks hits it high and dry, but is still going to have a very powerful spike coming from Rosanna Hicks. Oh my gosh. You can hear that coming from a mile away.
Oh!
And that's going to be a Fayetteville point as he goes out of bounds off of Rosanna Hicks' spike, hitting a defender in the arms and going flying out of bounds.
There's nothing you can do when a ball just comes straight at you, just hits you like.
You just got to try your best to try to angle it a better way. And that's going to be an ace coming from Fayetteville, their third of this set. And a very phenomenal showing by Fayetteville in this set. Really something they could have used last set.
Yeah.
But looks like a little late to the party. Johnson is met at the net as Spresser comes running into us. And that's going to be, I believe, a third hit from Fayetteville, and it's going to be a Springdale point. And closing on Fayetteville's lead by 6. Perry Flanagan, oh my gosh. I feel like she's throwing a football as hard as she can. Wow. She is absolutely pounding it into the Springdale defenders, but it's going to drop right in front of them on the block. And a very nicely placed serve by Ariel Higginbottom, but can't recover the spike as the point goes to Springdale. A very nice spike coming from, I believe it was number 24, Johnson. A very nice showing from her in these last 2 sets. Wouldn't you agree, Derek?
Yeah, I would agree.
As Walters hits it a little too low. Hits it directly into the net, and it would have been a perfectly placed assist from Phelan if gotten that off, but that will be a net tap from Fayetteville. Oh my goodness. And that is a huge spike from Ariana Walters again, hitting it directly into the middle of the Springdale front court. And that's going to be a volley dog point, extending their lead by 12. Sorry about that. Watley hits a little bit high there. And not a little bit too late of coverage coming from the backcourt, and Spresser got a little late for it. And Coach Phelan is telling her girls to start talking a little more. I believe that would be a great improvement for this team.
Absolutely.
Goodness. Mariana Walters pounding it into defenders. And that's going to be a spike from Amelia Watley.
Perfect set, perfect spike. That's what we like to see.
Absolutely. And a very nice spike from Watley. As Springdale calls their their second and final timeout of the set. And Derek, how do you think that this Fayetteville team is reacting to this, this Fayetteville team is reacting better to this Springdale team than the last set?
Yeah, I feel like they're really analyzing and reading the plays better from Springdale, predicting where the ball's going to go and getting a person there and, better communication of that as well. So I feel like that's really helping them stay in the lead right now.
Absolutely. Thanks, we can see the student section really showing up to support their Volley Dogs tonight. As the Volley Dogs break their huddle. And here comes Springdale. It's going to be Daniels again to start us off. A very phenomenal server, as we've seen all year. Very nice communication coming from Fayetteville. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, I think Rosanna Hicks is mad at the ball.
Yep.
And Ariana Walters will tip the net there. Nice Springdale recovery. A nice save from Rosanna Hicks, and that's going to be Fayetteville's point, gaining their 20th of this set, extending their lead by 7, 20 to 13. And Daniels will take it back to serve. Now we'll head to the basketball goal.
That got lucky.
Yeah. Nice save by Rosanna Hicks. Going in directly into the net. That's going to be a Fayetteville point as they extend their lead 21-13 over this Springdale team. And some very nice communication coming from this Fayetteville team. You know, they didn't really use a lot of it last set though.
Yeah.
Goodness. Rosanna Hicks is pounding it into this Springdale team, getting Springdale to tip it going out of bounds. And that's going to be 22-13 Fayetteville. Very nice serve from Daniels. And a little bit of a miss hit coming from Ariana Walters as it hits the side of her hand, going down just below Rosanna Hicks, and it's going to be a
Back to serve.
Springdale point.
Sydney Burkett.
Rosanna Hicks hits a little too high there. That's going to be another Springdale point, closing on this Fayetteville lead by 7 now. And Ariana Walters jumped a little too early for it, just barely missing the block, or excuse me, the spike there. And rejected at the net as Rosanna Hicks racing for the ball, doing a barrel roll in front of us. And that's going to be a Springdale point, closing on this Fayetteville lead by 5, and Fayetteville's going to call their first time out of the set. And Derek, we haven't seen this Fayetteville team come out with this much energy in a while. So what do you think is happening compared to what happened last set? You know, they didn't come out with too much fire compared to Springdale. What do you think happened to this Fayetteville team?
I think they just got a little bit disappointed in themselves. I think this set they're just trying to prove themselves again that they are the better team, in my opinion at least. And yeah, I feel like that's really motivating them. You know, I feel like also they're motivating each other. In these huddles, I can hear them talking to each other, you know, giving good words of encouragement. So
absolutely. As we come out of this as we come out of this timeout, it will be Springdale serving, I believe, Sydney Burkett will be serving. It's going to be out of bounds. Rosanna Hicks places it perfectly on a defender to draw it out of bounds, and that's going to be a Fayetteville point. Only 2 points away from winning this game. And really wanting this win versus the Springdale team. And that's going to be out. A very good read from the back row of Springdale. And that's going to be a Springdale point. And it's going to be 18-23 Fayetteville. As Gum takes it back to serve again. Rosanna Hicks hitting a perfectly placed spike as it rolls a little bit on the top of the net, and it's going to land on the Springdale side in a very big set point coming, or excuse me, match point coming from Fayetteville. As Phelan is going to be our setter for this rally. And that will be out, hit it a little too high, and that's going to be a Springdale point. I believe we're starting to see what we saw last time.
Uh-oh.
Springdale's starting to come back a little. That's going to be a volley dog point, and that will be the game, folks. 25-19 Fayetteville, as Fayetteville takes the game 3-0, 3 sets to 0. And folks, For Fayetteville Bulldog TV, I'm Coleman Stennett.
And I'm Derek Collins.
And folks, we'll see you next time.